All right, here we come. Welcome, 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 ladies. Welcome. FabFit Ladies of Faith 50 plus. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Let me check to see one more time. I'm going to refresh my screen. It's telling me to be ready. I should already be on. Let me see. Sometimes, and that's one reason I started. Okay, here we are. I see it now. Very good. Very good. Welcome, ladies. FabFit Ladies of Faith 50 plus. Welcome to Self Care Saturday. We are happy to see you. I send my love to each and every one of you. For those who do not know me, I am Laura Jardine. I am the CEO of Jardine's Faith Fitness, founder of FabFit Ladies of Faith 50 plus. This is the stage in her life that means a lot to me. And my mission is to empower thousands of ladies, 50 and over, to take charge of your health, your bodies, your mind. Just totally be the captain of your life. Today, we are going to discuss, as we have been for the last 6 Saturdays. Today, we're discussing the sixth of the eight faith based laws to healthy living. Don't forget, get your free copy. Type in the comment if you want your copy. Let's see if we have anyone join us. Ladies, let me know where you're dialing in from. Let me know if you're listening replay or if you're live. Hashtag replay, hashtag live. Don't forget to get your copy. Make a comment down and type a comment in below that you want to get your copy, and I'll make sure I get that over to you. I am honored today. I am honored and I'm thrilled to share this self-care Saturday with my special guest, Taneri. I'm always so tempted to say Tanari, but it's Taneri, just like a canary. Um,
Yes, I'm excited to be here, Laura. Thank you so much for having me. This is an exciting topic, and I feel like it's something that we need a daily dose of, just like bathing. We need this motivation, this self care on a daily basis. So,
abs- Absolutely, absolutely. So Taneri is now Taneri, I don't want to mess up your last name. Um I was gonna try, it says Clavijo. You tell me.
Clavijo, yep, you got it. Teneri
Did I get it?
Clavijo.
Well, very good. She's a Brooklyn-born native, mother of amazing 8-year-old, a community realtor, investor, speaker, and a wellness coach. She has experience in commercial real estate, sales, business development, financial strategizing, and energy healing. Energy healing, which is one of the things that we're going to talk about today, and emotional intelligence. She strongly believes in everyone having an opportunity to be a part of a wave versus getting affected by it through daily techniques to increase intuition with intention setting and showing others how to do the same. And it has been one of the most fulfilling rewards in your career. So welcome to Neri. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She believes it's time to contest the lifestyle you want to live effortlessly. And I believe that too, because that's one of the reasons that I believe that I do the work that I do for women 50 and over. And of course, I am one of those women. Many of you may know or have not known, but I just reached 59. I just had a birthday on Wednesday. So I'm still celebrating. I turned 59 years young. So I just want to congratulate everyone else who have reached this point, but this is our time. It is time for us to live a life of quality because we've done a lot of work. We have worked for others. We have cared for others. We have put our dreams, our passions, everything that we ever wanted on the back burner because we were raising children, because we had husbands, we had other people we were supporting. So I won't go any further. Taneri, I totally agree with you that it's time to live the lifestyle we want. While we can't change other people in certain circumstances, we can take control of our own lives and
Absolutely.
take forward steps towards transforming those outlooks. So this is all affected by our attitude, right? And this is what we're talking about today. Our attitude determines our mindset. And of course, our mindset really determines what it is we're going to do, what we're going to go after. Um, Ladies, let me know where you're calling in from. Let me know if you're listening live. If you want to join me, send me a note. I can try to pull you in and send you a link. I would have to reach you on Messenger. But Tanera, tell me what you think about that. Tell me your thoughts on basically how our attitude determines our mindset. And of course, we're talking about health, wellness, and fitness, and how that all ties together. Give me your
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, the thing about attitude is that that is going to dictate or determine what kind of mood you're going to be in. So, or your mood rather can determine your attitude. So it could be vice versa. So we got to look at the very basic factors that's around us, right? People, places, and things. These are the three things that's going to affect what? Our attitude, our mood for that day.
yes,
There's also that very just aggravating moments, right, that we all have of um limiting beliefs, or what they call imposter syndrome. And
yes,
that
yes,
also helps determine a lot of our attitude, because we may have just woke up that day saying like, man, what am I doing? I can't. Can I really lead? Can I really? Am I way in over my head with this? Can I really make this happen?
yes,
So that also contributes to what the kind of attitude you're going to have for that day. But that's why you incorporate techniques and skills to help you remember who you are, and make sure that you know you're that boss dawn queen that we
yes,
all know we are within. It's just that, when we allow people, places, and things to determine how our attitude is going to come into play, that's when you'll see a difference in productivity, or you'll see a difference in ideas that may be trying to come through and flow in, but is having difficulty coming. See, so it's all connected in that fashion.
yes, yes. And you and I talked about that, and we talked about like
Mhm.
the many things that we experience in our lives,
Yeah.
that helps to determine those attitudes that we have. And how we can take control of that, just by our thoughts, by changing our thoughts, change our energy. I think that's what we talked about. A lot of my ladies is ladies of faith, and they know that the scripture does say, and because we are talking about faith-based laws, it said, think on these things that are pure, these things that are good, these things are well. And so we always have to be conscious, right? Conscious of those thoughts that we are having. Um, One of the books that I always talk about is The Power of Now, that I read with Eckhart Tolle. Um, Basically, helps us to stay in the present moment. The present moment means that when we're like where we are right now, we're good. We have there's no trouble right now where we are now. If we think about maybe something that happened yesterday or last year or 2 years, 3 years, or just those traumas in our life, then our thoughts become negative. Most times we think about the trauma, we think
Right.
about all those things that and we've gone through, and then when we have such anxiety about our future, or just wondering about, or not really just living in the moment, um we become anxious, we have anxiety, we become stressed. So one of the things that I learned from him was to step outside of my body when those thoughts are approaching, those thoughts that I have, to step outside, not necessarily step outside my body, but recognize those thoughts are not me,
Right.
that they come and go. So tell me a little bit, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way to, acknowledge or bring awareness as to whatever that current emotional state is. One thing that I do when I coach people, see, my background is in wellness in all forms. So, I have clients in real estate, in financial wellness, and then on just an overall wellness tip. And one thing that I do with them, whether it's with business or personal, right? We
Hmm.
have to be mindful as to how we get affected throughout the day, because
Okay.
this can then in turn affect business or whatever personal relations that you got going on. So, for example, if you go to work and you come across that coworker that just irks you, right? You want to acknowledge, okay, wait a minute, I'm feeling annoyed right now. All right. So that's the first step. Annoyance is
Yes.
being aware. Wait a minute, I am annoyed, right? So this right
Yes.
here doesn't sit well. This is not an emotional state that's, having me at my highest vibrational state.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Then the second thing you want to do is you want to see where in your body you're having a physical reaction or a physical sensation off
Mm-hmm.
of that emotional reaction of annoyance, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
say by you being annoyed, you get maybe like a slight headache. It causes a slight headache. So now you've done observe, okay, I'm annoyed off of being around such and such person or around place or thing. I
Mm-hmm.
have now a head, sensation in my head. Now let me release it. And that's the very key. That's the very part to this whole technique, daily skill that we can practice every day. That's the vital part of it, right? Because the awareness is great, but if we don't tend to that emotional state,
Mm-hmm.
giving it its validity, letting it be known, you know what, it's valid for me to feel annoyed. However, I am going to shorten the time frame of
Mm-hmm.
me being annoyed being around this person to the point where eventually this person has no power over me, or this place, this thing no longer has that power over me to get me into the state of being annoyed, which then in turn affects what? Your attitude.
Exactly.
So how
Exactly.
do you release it, right? Laura,
Yes.
how do we release this emotional state of fear, of doubt, of annoyance, of anxiety? Well, we want to breathe
Yes.
into that
Yeah.
area. That breath work is key.
Yes.
That breath work, and I'm not talking about an all out meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
talking about simply breathing into that area in your body where you have a physical reaction. So, say in this case, you got annoyed and it caused a headache, a slight headache, you want to breathe into your head. Breathe it in, right? And then
Yes.
breathe out
Yes.
the
Yes.
the emotional state of annoyance. And I always say to at a minimum of 5 times.
That is so profound, and absolutely, I can contest to that. And yes, just the other day, um, as I was going up the stairs, I felt some anxiety. And even when I feel like I'm
Mhm.
out of breath, and I'm like, I work out all the time, so there's no reason for me to go up the steps and huff and puff, right? Um, but it was some anxiety. So every time that happens, I do stop and I take five. I do, and I don't know if I count them, but I take deep breaths. And I
Right.
think I have gotten to that because I listen to Mel Robbins and her 5 second move,
Oh yeah.
so that is so important. And one of the things that, and I didn't start out today, but that's one of the reminders that I have had for my ladies every Saturday is to breathe, to take that time and to breathe, because you're absolutely right. And I don't know if I explained it as profoundly as you did, as far as breathing into those areas, right? Those particular areas where you're feeling the anxiety or the pain or discomfort. But I do know that breathing does help, taking in those breaths and then
Mhm.
exhaling them out. Um, I mean, it's almost like a miracle,
It
but
seems so simple. Let me tell you, it seems so simple. It seems so like, well, goodness, how come I didn't do this whole time? Why?
exactly.
It's because it's not taught to us. Emotional intelligence, personal development, ways of coping in the most high vibrational way into releasing these the state of emotions that
Mhm.
may not serve us in the long haul. It doesn't serve you to be still in a state of anger for something that happened 2 years ago, 1 week ago, the person that cut you off this morning. It does not serve you to be in that emotional state that then affects your attitude towards whoever you're around for the rest of that day. That's why if we just simply shorten and utilize these techniques that are right at our disposal, that doesn't require a coach. It doesn't require anyone. It all this requires is your commitment to yourself to be like, you know what? Not today. My
Absolutely.
boss, my child, my car, nothing is gonna get in the way of keeping my vibe low.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right about that. And that's taking control, right? That's taking charge. So I wanted to kind of just real quickly go through. There's 4 steps that I kind of want to make sure that, and I'll make sure I put it in the comments of the feed. But 4 steps that we can do to make a difference in our mindset or attitude. And the first thing we were talking about is just a positive self-talk. How we talk to ourselves is a major part of our mindset. We shifting our focus from, just like when you said, keeping it, you're annoyed, this is bothering you. But it does not have to go, maybe it's for an hour. It doesn't have to be the entire day.
The whole day. Right.
And I've actually experienced that just recently, because I experienced being in the presence of someone that was very annoying to me. And I really had to, and it goes back some years. And and I had a moment, but then I realized that I needed to get out of that moment because it was just going to ruin the rest of my days. And also understanding that when we stay there, the energy that we bring to ourselves. So I wanted to, like, okay, I don't want that energy. So I moved out of it. Another step is put a pause on it, which is probably sort of what I just talked about. Having those thoughts, stop it, take a minute, those negative limiting thoughts, immediately stop them and pause and say, nope, I'm not going down that path. Or whatever.
Well, you know what? Let's add to that, right? Because you can definitely do that, or you can just say, you know what? Like right now, I'm feeling like, why am I this and that? I'm doubting myself right now. But whatever that doubt is, now think 3 thoughts of the opposite of things that you accomplished. Think 3 consecutive back-to-back thoughts where you made it happen, where you were a heavy hitter, where despite the odds, accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. Because what it's going to do is, now that self-limiting belief that you may have had for that temporary moment is going to lose its power. The same way these emotional states lose its power.
Absolutely. That's good. And that is actually very good to add that piece on, because it does, like you said, not just stop it, but then help you to even understand your thoughts behind it. And then, my belief is always, when you know better, you do better. Right.
Right.
So ladies, I want to once again, make sure that you let me know if you're listening live or replay. Ladies, can you relate? Does it resonate with you, what we're talking about? Let us know in the comments. How many times have you had those thoughts, those limiting thoughts, and maybe, something that, came up from years ago, and it took you into maybe a week or a day or whatever, but it didn't allow you to do the things that you know within yourself that you can do, because you were held back because of those thoughts. And that's where we're trying to go from. I know I have a lot of ladies that come to me, just taking that first step towards their health and fitness journey. They've tried so many things in the past, and they're like, oh, I'm fearful of failure. And that's a real thing. I tried this, it didn't work. And so now I'm just don't believe it can work, or that I can do it. And that's why I want to empower as many ladies 50 and over to understand, because that was part of my inspiration. I noticed that as I got older, in my 40s, things started changing. The things that I ate before, I could not eat. We went into that menopausal stage, went into hot flashes. It's like, what is going on with my body? All this weight came around my waistline. I'm like, what is happening here? I'm going to the gym, and I'm working out, but it just wasn't getting there. And so I did a deep dive study, not just that I've loved fitness, been doing fitness all my life, but I had to do a deep dive study in what it was that is affecting the women in this menopausal perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal stage. So that's why I focus on ladies 50 and over, because I can relate. I'm there. I'm with you. And I have been inspired by many ladies that are much older than I am, that are still doing it. So if I can do it, you can do it. And we do not have to accept what we have accepted in the past. So, ladies, I just want to once again tell you that I am Laura Jardine. I am the founder of FabFit Ladies of Faith 50 Plus, and I have Taneri. I'm sorry, I did say that right. Taneri. I keep saying
you got it. You got it.
I have Taneri with me, and we're just talking about the energy and vibes, but more or less attitude and mindset, and how we can take control of it, how it can benefit us, for our life, for our goals, for our passions, for our dreams. We are ladies of faith. We are 50 and over, and we are here to take charge. We are here to reclaim. Ladies, I just want to let you know I'm going to have a special birthday offer that's coming up. And it's going to be announced this weekend. So stay tuned to the group, pay attention. I can't wait to offer it to you, because it is the first time that I will be making this offer. It will be limited time, but it's for my ladies that are looking to make changes in their menopausal bodies, understand what is affecting your cortisol, your adrenaline glands, all of those hormones, that lectin and that gremlin, and how we can affect it, how we can balance it, your metabolism, how we can get it to revving up again, all of those things. But more importantly, to make sure you reclaim your health, reduce medication. We want to reduce as much medication as we can, because God has already put a plan in place. He's created those things, and we've talked about it in these past weeks. We've talked about the nutrition. We've talked about the rest. We've talked about hydration. All those things that were already in place. God already know what he planned for our bodies. He designed us. And so that and you guys hear me say this all the time, so I'm not going to go on further, but I thank you ladies for joining. I thank you, Tanari, for I did it right. Taneri. I don't know why I want to call you Tanari, but I thank you for joining me. I thank you for all of your input.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies, just keep in mind, if you're struggling with getting started with your journey, accountability and support is what we offer. Don't forget, make sure you pay attention to the group, listen in for the offer that's coming. Also, don't forget to comment below to get your free copy of the 8 faith-based laws for healthy living. Taneri, please go ahead and if you want to just kind of share, because I know we could go on for hours.
Yeah, I mean, I just, one thing that you said, you were talking about, what is being put in the body, and the different changes as, women get older and everything like that. And this is all part of what helps determine your attitude. If you're not feeding your body stuff that's loving, do you think you're going to have a loving attitude?
That's right.
See, that's why you need to get with people like Coach Laura, where she has, the sea moss and the health, tips and all of the coaching for wellness when it comes to, being physically fit and everything like that, because this is all part of how it's going to determine what kind of attitude you're going to be on for that day. Cortisol, that's something that is in many of us, and even on a generational wave. So we want to release as much cortisol as possible. And one great way is going to be to work out, get fit, be mindful as to what you're putting into your body. The same way you're being mindful as to the kind of emotional reactions that you're getting throughout the day, you want to be mindful as to what you're consuming visually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through your ears and through your mouth. These are all very important senses that are heightened, that are there for us at our disposal to make sure that we are at our optimal. So why not feed it things that's loving, right? That's going to be beneficial for your mind, body, and soul. But yeah, Coach Laura, this has been great. I'm really excited to be on here with you. I feel like, you know, reaching as many people as possible with this wave or this aspect of it, because it's all energy, right?
Mhm.
It's all energy at the end of the day. So what kind of energy exchange, you know, do we have, are we giving, you know?
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
part of that is by knowing what you're consuming visually, you know, through eating and through your ears. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and that was how we were created, right? They call it the five senses, right? We have
yeah.
those. It's either through our eye gates or ear gates. You know, we come out of there, but we touch, we feel our skin. So all of those things does affect. We talk about what we eat, but
Yeah.
it's what we, like you said, is what we consume. What we
Right.
consume, what goes in through our skin. You know, I start paying closer attention to those chemicals, those things I put on my body.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
I was amazed that one time I figured out or found out like the toothpaste that I was using that I thought was a certain way. And it's like, and it has a certain mark on it that shows you the chemicals in it, you know. So
Listen.
that's one of the sessions that I'm going to have with Fat Fit Ladies of Faith 50 Plus is label reading and understanding, because there's so many things that have been put out that we are not aware of. And
Oh yeah.
we are consuming into our bodies, and it's making us ill. It's making us
Right.
so, and I talk about it all the time. One of the things Canary, that I focus on is chronic inflammation, um, which is caused by a lot of those foreign substance processed foods, those things that we put into our body that our body does not recognize. And it turns into like, it just becomes a store of fat. Um,
Right.
and it becomes
Mucus.
our organs. Exactly. Exactly. So,
Right.
it's all tied together, but God already had the plan. We already have the answer. Ladies, I'm so glad that you joined us. We have been discussing today attitude, which is the sixth of the eight faith-based laws to healthy living. Um, Faith-based laws, which is God's plan, God's design. It's already put in place. The seeds, everything that we have, He has created from the earth, the energy, the sun, the air, you know, and unfortunately, it has been contaminated. So we have to take those extra steps. You know, we have to take those. It's not right there for us. It's something that I know when I was raising my children, I used to say, you know, evil or wrong is right there. You don't have to look for it. It's right there at your door. But in order to take that right path, you know, to make those good decisions, those choices that are going to benefit you, you have to actually go look for it. You know,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
to make the
exactly.
effort. You have to make an effort, but it's not impossible. It's just a choice. It's a choice,
Right.
which was one of our, I think it was number two of our laws. I think it was choice, because we all have a choice. God gave us a choice. He created us that way. So, once again, ladies, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining in. Self Care Saturday. Take time to breathe. It doesn't take a long time. I know. There you go. There you go. Because a lot, you know, you hear meditation and you say, "Oh no, I got to sit for what? How long?" And
Right.
and that's not always easy. But taking those breaths though, and breathing out 5 times, deep breaths, and blowing it out, it
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 makes a difference.
it definitely makes a difference. Definitely makes a
Yes.
difference. So, ladies, I want to hear how you do it. Share with me when you take those breaths, those 5 breaths. If you're doing it already, share that in the comments. Do you have any questions? I'm just going to see if there's any questions before we sign off. Unfortunately, I cannot see the names because of StreamYard, but I can see that you're making comments. I can see Cynthia. Cynthia, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. You're one of our new members, but I also see you at the gym every week. So I'm glad to see
Ah,
you.
nice.
She is working it out, reaching her goals.
Nice.
Someone I see a Facebook user, let's see, it says, I love Mel Robbins. Yes, Mel Robbins is very good. I like her as well.
Another good book would be The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements is a really good book as well.
The Four Agreements.
Yeah,
Who is that?
mindset, attitude,
Okay.
and a lot of what we're talking on right now. So I would definitely highly recommend that.
Who's the
But
author
yeah.
of that? Do you know? Or I'll
I
make sure I type
forget.
it. I'll make sure I type it in the group. I'll look it up. I'll look it up and see. Diane, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Breathing in through I in through the nose and out through the mouth. Very good. Very good. Yes. And you're old track star, so you know how important that breathing is. You know, we were always taught to breathe and never really understood why it was so important, but it really helps now.
Yeah, it's by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll see it when you look it up.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much once again, Taneri. It's been my pleasure. I love talking to you. We will do this again.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope this helped you guys. You know, this is something that, we're very serious about. We feel that, the more and more people get on this wave as to self-reflection, self-observation, and not taming. We don't want to tame our emotions. Every emotional state that we come across is valid. It's just about shortening the time frame of being in that state of anger, fear, doubt, anxiety, whatever it is, just shortening up that time and then seeing that emotional reaction from a higher perspective without judgment. Without judgment is key, you guys, because let me tell you, that it's going to help you see things about yourself that you may have been, tucking away, like that darker side of you that you've been tucking away and not wanting to really face because of judging yourself. That judgment that's one of the lowest forms of frequency. And over here with Coach Laura, we all about vibing high.
That's right. That's
So
right.
with that being said, you guys, y'all can find me on Instagram at Taneri's Vibe. I do have a YouTube page as well, Taneri's Vibe. I'm grateful for this space, Coach Laura. I know you impact a lot of people out here. You have all the guidance, resources, and tools for all of your ladies to make it happen and be resilient, boss dawn queens. So
Very
let's
good.
do it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much once again. And you touched on something. I'm like, God, we can take that further when you start talking about the frequencies and the low frequency, because that is something that I have been learning in these last couple of years during this traumatic time, right? We've had all this time in home, and I'm really trying to understand myself more. I've had more time with myself. So understanding what frequency I'm experiencing life on, and being able to recognize it. But you said something important, not being judgmental of ourselves, because we actually do all have a light side and a dark side, and we want to sometimes we leave that dark side. I used to have a lady, I leave her at home. We want to say we leave her at home, but she's there. Recognize her and embrace her, and give her what she needs so that can come over to the light. That's really what it's about, giving her what she needs so that she can start and you probably know this better, I'm only learning this, but just really start elevating at a higher frequency, and
Growing. Yeah,
yes,
elevating. That's what it's all about.
yes,
And then therefore we'll, have that intuition that's strengthened within us. Because the more we strengthen knowing knowledge of self, the more we strengthen intuition. And the more we won't have those self-doubts, those limited beliefs, because we know.
that's right.
We know.
All right, well, thank you very much on that note.
Thank you.
Thank you, and happy Saturday, Self-Care Saturday. Ladies, remember to take care of yourself, and we will see you soon. Love you all. Thank you, Taneri.
Thank you.